Just about 20 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock, welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now we're checking in with a chairman of a regional corporation to get an idea of what's taking place on the ground. And so joining me this morning is the chairman of the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, Mr. Anil Jutaram. Mr. Jutaram, good morning. Thank you for joining us on Now.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for having me, and good morning to your listeners.
Right. Now, Mr. Jutaram, I know that you are chairman of the Sangre Grande area, but I wanted to get an incident report in terms of what things are looking like down there. So, for example, can you tell me how many landslides, if you have any, how many flooding reports, that sort of thing?
Sure. As of yesterday, we would have dealt with five landslides from the North Coast area. That's from Matla to Grand Riviere and the Topo area. And the flooding issue, the water has more or less gone down to an extent in the areas such as Vega, Oropouche, Limong, Fleming. And what we are faced with right now is the current situation in Manzalina, where the water is causing a lot of havoc in terms of businesses along the shore and beach houses and so on. The foundations of these buildings have been compromised a lot. So that's an ongoing working exercise. But in terms of flooding, we have mop-up operations taking place, and we have our disaster management unit going in to give the relevant assistance and data so that we would be able to have some form of relief through social development with the casualties of the last flooding. And might I say, for this month alone of November, we had 11 cases of flooding in areas such as Vega de Urupuch.
Now, I know that Manzanilla Mayaro stretch, the bridge would have partially collapsed there. Can you give an update in terms of if, well, I mean, has work started, or is it just that you're in the assessment phase in terms of how quickly that can get repaired?
Well, to be honest, nothing has started. Last week, Friday, we would have seen some engineers from Pure Department and Ministry of Works in Sangre Grande. But this is almost a week now since last week, Wednesday, that road has been taken over with a lot of water. And it's very alarming that we are not seeing any form of equipment trying to make a headway so that that water from the mangrove can go straight directly into the sea. You know, because as it is, the entire stretch from the tourist resort in Manzanilla to the bridge in Ottawa has more or less collapsed. And it is while it is collapsing, it is taking along houses and beach houses at the same time. So a lot, millions of dollars are lost right now because of that.
Yeah. Now, I know that in your area, as you rightly mentioned, a lot of people would have been affected. Can you explain exactly what is going on the ground? I mean, have shelters in the corporation been activated? Have people been going out to those who are marooned to offer assistance?
Yes, our shelters were on standby. We never had the need to actually get the shelters kicked in. What we did, we transported individuals to like their different family members' homes and so on, who were marooned and who could not have gotten out of harm's way. But as for now, I said there's a lot of mop-up operations taking place, and we have our disaster management unit field officers combining with other state agencies to give the relevant documentation and forms for people that houses may have been compromised. For example, there's a house on the verge of collapse in Manzalina. So we are going with a letter this morning from the disaster management unit to give to the owner of the house so that he can take that letter to self-help commission, and they would in return probably give him some form of monetary compensation in terms of getting a retaining wall bill along his property in Manzanilla, and also aid with building back at least 2 or 3 rooms in this house because it's a family of three.
Yeah. Now, based on what you've seen and what you've been experiencing for the past few days, has it ever been this adversely affected in the Sangre Grande area before?
Yes, 2018, October the 18th, 2018 was a lot more devastating than what we have right now. But what we are seeing with I would use the word lack of maintenance, that the roads across the length and breadth of our region, from Matla to Tamana to San Grande to Manzanilla to Vega de Reproach, they are indeed, there's a lot of land slippage in Fishing Pond, there's a lot of land slippage taking place, and the authorities need to act with some form of haste, like what we will see or what was expected in places like Ryson Road and along Diego Martin, like Peaks area and so on. The authorities more or less are not given the emphasis and the priority, and as a result of that, the lack of maintenance, you would find small little landslip turning into big landslips, and that will cordon off an area and isolate the residents, such as what is happening in Fishing Pond, in Bon Air, in Caratal area, and so on. So there's a lack of proper oversight by the Ministry of Works, both highways and in terms of maintaining watercourses.
Yeah.
I think Ministry of Works really has fell down on the job, and as a result, we are reaping what is happening with the lack of proper
Yeah.
maintenance and oversight in the Ministry of Works, and there's no excuse for that. That's the reality. After 7 years under this minister,
And Mr. Juturam,
we
I
have
totally
not been
understand what
able
you're
to
saying, and I
improve
do
our
understand the
situation.
frustration that you're going through. But as well, going back to these shelters, just so that residents can understand exactly what's happening, have you been going into the areas and helping those people who have been marooned in their homes? I mean, has it gotten to the point where you have to take a dinghy to go to assist people as well? Because I know that we've been seeing that a lot.
Yes, well, in some instances, we had to go with a 4x4 vehicle, a dinghy, to rescue people in Guy Trace in North Oropouche. We had to
Right.
go with a dinghy, and the fire services provided the frontline support. And we are ready and equipped. Recently, as a couple of days ago, we attempted to rescue a senior citizen in Manzanilla. And after traversing about a mile, walking through the terrain, the waters, and so on, risking everyone's lives, the owner of the property, and we sympathize with her. She said she could not have left her pets, a dog, a cat, a birds, a ducks. And we told her, well, we are still here. If there's any need, feel free to call us 24/7, and we would come to your rescue. But she chose not to be rescued after her brother had made a call through the Manzanilla police station that she was marooned and so on. So
Yeah.
this is the nature of the job.
Of course. And finally, Mr. Juturam, just to get a feel of what's happening on the ground, how have the residents been coping with all of this?
They are very, very frustrating. You know what it is to be flooded out 11 times in 1 month? It's really, really heartbreaking to see these people, the look on their faces, the frustration. And a lot of these things are man-made. It's not just climate change we're talking about and global warming. We're
Yeah.
talking about people have tampered with water courses, blocked water courses, and making a lot of developments in the area, unscrupulous land developers. Hence the reason they are inconveniencing thousands of people while they enjoy the millions of dollars from their
Yeah.
development and
Well, we are going to
inconveniencing
pause it right here, Mr.
residents.
Juturam, but let me thank you so much for coming on the Now Morning Show and sharing exactly what's going on the ground in Sangre Grande. And I really, really hope that your residents do get some sort of ease as we look towards the next couple of days. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
You too, Mr.
Thank you for having me.
Juturam. And that was Chairman of the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, Mr. Anil Juturam, just giving us some updates about what's happening on the ground in the region of Sangre Grande. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.